Fam, I just got a sweet deal on a gold-plated Schilke B1 from none other than the man himself, the horn trader, Steve Dillard. Now, I could pay the $50 and have it shipped. Or I can drive down to San Diego and pick it up myself. Road trip. Well, it's time to hit the road to sunny Southern California. There's nothing like a good road trip, I always say. Today, I have the pleasure of meeting the horn trader himself, Mr. Steve Dillard. Founded in 1998, the Horn Trader has been a one-stop shop for trumpet players for over 3 decades. Steve helps trumpet players from around the world. His clients range from the world-famous virtuosos to the high school freshmen. Steve has helped countless numbers of players find the equipment that works best for them. He has over 500 videos on his website alone. When he's not shipping horns all around the globe, Steve is a very accomplished performer and teacher in the San Diego area. He has years of experience and knowledge about everything trumpet. That's why I chose to buy from him. So I can't tell you how excited I am to check this place out. You know, I feel like I'm going to be a kid in the candy store. From what I heard, is like he has some really great, like high-end horns and some rare stuff. And, of course, Steve, whatever he plays, he makes it sound amazing. So, let's go check this place out. I mean, I can't tell you how stoked I am about this. And, I can't tell you how stoked I am about getting my new Schilke. San Diego, one of my favorite places on earth. Blue skies, sunshine, and some of the best beaches anywhere. The food here is absolutely amazing. Oh, but that's another video. We are making our way to the corner of Nashville and Moreno Boulevard, the home of Horn Trader World Headquarters. So we are on our way to go see the Horn Trader, the man himself, Steve Dillard. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. I really can't. It's like, I'm just gonna geek out trumpet style, Here I am! I'm finally here at the Horn Trader in San Diego, California. It's a beautiful day for shopping for horns. Let's go talk to the man himself. And there he is right there, ladies and gentlemen, the man.
Mi gente, welcome to Horn Trader World Headquarters. Come on in. Got about 900 square feet. You can see most of my inventory is on the wall. We got a piano. We hold rehearsals here. I have a little brass quintet and also a little jazz quintet, and we rehearse in this very same space. Over here, you'll see over 1,000 mouthpieces categorized and also size too, like quality and price. And let's see, cases galore, horns, flugelhorns, it's all here. And then some of the artwork I haven't gotten to put up yet. I play with Petey, he's 96 years old. And then I went to the Vote for Dizzy concert. Anyhow, this is also where I teach. If it's one-on-one lessons, we teach right here in the studio. And my good friend John M. Wiles, trumpet professor and second trumpet with the San Diego Symphony for 35 years. And he's also in the same brass quintet that I play with. John's wonderful, and I teach out of his book. Right here is our intake desk. These are things that come in that you go, what? What do you think that is? It's a jazzophone. Huh?
Do they even use those?
Well, you know what? I'm going to use it for education outreach. Let's see. Or you can play like. Jazzophone made by Dag, and it's in perfect condition. I can't believe what a great fun. I think they only made like 1,000 of them. Anyhow, that just came in. We haven't quite figured out where we're going to do it. We're going to display it because it's too pretty to keep in a case. Yeah, we got to protect it. Oh, you guys are in luck because not only that, one of the things that the Horn Trader is well known for is procuring one-of-a-kind, hard-to-get instruments, much like the one that you bought, Joe.
Hey, why don't you show me the one I bought?
Okay. But speaking of special horns, right here's your Schilke B1.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah, baby. Gold-plated, serial number 38,905.
Where would that put that at?
Probably around 1980-ish, 85 possibly. You can see we take pictures right in here in the studio, and that's how we get things to look pretty. Light them up, polish them up. It's gorgeous. And what a beautiful player. Horn. I almost regret selling it to you. I didn't play it.
Hey man, the deal's done.
When you came in and I played it, and I'm going, oh, let's get it ready. And holy smoke, it's a nice horn.
The deal is done, Mr. Dillard.
Okay. So you can see over here, here's a C trumpet, 5-digit serial number, 22925. Here is a 5-digit 37. This is my legit kit. Over here is all kinds of different Bachs. We've got Bach from 1927, another 5-digit large bore with those beautiful turquoise buttons. And then here's a Mount Vernon large bore. And then right here is the Vindabona. You want to hear what that one sounds like?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Because it's a little warmer sound. You just heard your Schilke. Vindabona with the 65 bell gold brass. Bright, warm, gold brass, large bore.
How many of those were made, Steve?
Well, they're still making them. It's
Oh,
not
they
so
are?
much- yeah, this is not. This is brand new.
Okay.
I have one that's in a box that hasn't even been opened yet. This one's mine.
What about your New York? What would you put that at? What year?
I think about 29, 27.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And what's nice about this, it has the kind of a color, or a bell, a combination bell, the 710.
Oh, wow.
So it's a 7 and 10 mandrel combined, and then the 62 right there is the bore size. And so it's a large bore. 27, 29, I'm not quite sure on the date.
And this is not for sale, right?
No, well, not yet. Got a whole different sound all by itself, right?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. What do you think? Why are Bachs from the early 20s to the 50s so sought after?
Well,
Is it the brass? Is it
first
the...
of all, you don't see any other horns manufacturers from that era, really. They made enough of them because they were so popular. Second of all, they had craftsmen from other companies that went under that had already had like the skill, the knowledge. And I'm not talking about guys who design. I'm talking about the guys who put them together. Just the physical, mechanical part of putting a horn together. Not too much solder. If you see a solder drip, you clean that up. Maybe you camphor the tubing so that when it goes together, it has a smooth ending and there's nothing to obstruct the airstream. They put them together without any kind of tension. We always hear, "Oh, I had to take it apart and blueprint it and powder coat it and blah blah blah." That's what they did from the start at Bach. Those old horns were made by skilled craftsmen.
Hey, Steve, debunk something from me.
Yes.
Okay, there's a popular belief that Bach, the first 200 made, were sent overseas. And that's why you don't see a 200 serial number. It's very rare to see one in the States. Is that true?
I don't know. That would be something to find out on the Bach Loyalist page or the Everything Bach page. But I've never heard that. What I have been told is like the first 10,000 Bach pretty much made by hand. They were made by hand. And before they even moved, they moved several places in New York. As we all know, the Bronx and New York City. Before they went to Mount Vernon. And so the first 10,000, so that's why it's always kind of cool to get. I think we didn't even look at the serial number on this one.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
This horn is 2,552.
Wow. I had one for serial number 127.
127? Well, that's in the 200s.
Yeah, and I sold it to Micah. I'm coming for my horn back, Micah.
Micah Wilkinson?
Yeah.
Hi, Micah. And so, that's a very interesting horn. Talking about horns.
Yeah.
You look at a lot of the Vincent Bach literature, and you'll see that he's got a flugelhorn on his desk, and he's going like, he's got this kind of look like, hey, I'm not sure. This horn has a lot of history. I think it's one of the coolest flugelhorns there. It's a cornet wrap flugelhorn.
Wow.
It's the Bach 182.
What year would you put that at?
Let's see. 136,000. Oh, I would say late 70s. Yeah. Maybe early 80s. They discontinue it. A lot of people say, "Oh, it plays flat or sharp." All flugelhorns do. You have to manipulate them.
Yeah.
So yeah. interesting sound. It does play out of tune down below. Ooh, that's sharp. But then that's what these things are for.
Yeah. Steve, how many of these have you actually run into?
Oh, in my career as a horn trader, I started the business in 1998. I probably have run into 6 or 7, maybe.
Wow. In 30 years?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like Queen on flugelhorns that are monopoles. These are very hard to get, and you notice, like I'm always going, well, why? What makes this one horn play better than the other? And I had some interbin and wood, and if you guys know those things, they have the big long bottom caps. And so I said, well, let's see what that feels like. Get something big and long, because I wasn't really knocked out. This horn wasn't playing up to its potential, and I'm not sure that it does still, but. Got that queen on sound, and this valve is dry because it's been sitting. But yeah, so you can't find it. I probably have run into 10 of these. Check this out, monopole queen on flugelhorns, and so they have a little wider choke right here, and the bell is one piece all the way wrapped around here, all one piece. So they probably destroyed like 1 out of 5.
Wow.
Just to bend it. They probably did it with pitch. But, and this has the highly coveted N, which I think means either the guy who assembled it or in what city or province in France, in what, vicinity, little city area of Paris. And so these are really hard to find, and I have 2 of them. Well, here at horntrader.com, we ship all over the world. That's why I happily refer to this area as Horn Trader World Headquarters. And I've learned that if you use a double-strength box, it's best not to use the case. Sometimes you have to, and we take special precautions for shipping with a case. But it all takes place right here. I have double-wall 24-12-12 boxes, tape. If I need something special fragile stickers, or special little bell inserts, or anything like that, it's all right here. And it's really tight. But, and I keep my peanuts. Notice I said peanuts.
Yeah.
Styrofoam peanuts. They're all in this little guy right here. And I like to recycle boxes, because who doesn't? Oh my goodness. So we get in new Schilkes, we get a new box, and then we got Louis Armstrong here, kind of making sure I do everything right.
Steve, what's your turnaround time, my friend?
Turnaround from the time you buy a horn to the time I ship it out, I usually get it out within 36 hours. I'm really quick. I have a UPS driver who has a key to my shop, so there's no worry about being left on the doorstep. Since I'm the only employee here, I like to refer myself as a mom and pop shop without the mom. So he has a combination to my shop, and he has a key, and he drops it off, and he picks up at my bidding.
So I'm here finally with the man himself, Steve Dillard from the horntrader.com. This is, guys, this is like if you could be here, you probably wouldn't leave. So, Steve, thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, bud.
Nice to meet you after all these years of seeing you online.
All right. I'm sorry about the other stuff. So, Steve, tell us about the Horn Trader. How did it all start, man?
1998. I was on the road with Paul Anka, and we were about to have our first child. In fact, we'd already had our first child. And I was on the road, and my wife said, you need to find a job. And she goes, you like trumpets, you know everything about trumpets, because I had worked for the industry for about 4 years with Colicchio and then with Zeke Hansel at Binge. And so, and she goes, and you're always on the computer. You like the computer and you know a lot about trumpets. Why don't you try selling trumpets online? And I'm going, genius! You know, and I think that everybody should have a smart woman behind them. I've been married to my lovely wife now for 29 years. And
that's a feat.
Yeah,
that's a feat, man.
We just celebrated our anniversary last Tuesday. So.
Oh, go happy anniversary!
Thank you.
So, Steve, tell us about you have this great shop. You're in San Diego, Southern California, and first of all, I love what you do when you do a video. It's always like, man, he's reading my mind. That's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you go about doing that, man? Like, how do you know? Like, how do you know about getting your inventory? Like,
I think all those years working in the industry with Colicchio, and obviously he had a draw then, and he still has a draw. And now, when you find a vintage Colicchio, one that Dominique made, it has much more importance, much more provenance than saying one. No discounting John Duda or Chris White, or if I'm pronouncing his name right, White.
no.
Dominique's grandson, who I actually met when I worked there. I remember one time somebody broke into Dominique's shop,
Oh, wow.
and little Christopher, he was a little teenager, and Dominique put bars on the windows, and he asked his grandson if he could crawl in, you know, and open the window to get in. And that's my first meeting with Chris.
That's cool.
And so, yeah, how do I know? First of all, working in the industry as a manufacturer, watching people salivate over different horns, I knew that, you know, there were certain horns that had certain cult feeling, cult following. And then as a professional trumpet player, you know, I've played just about everything out there. I haven't played more of the exotic Euro, you know, horns that are out there now. I have dabbled with the Interbinden and the who's the manufacturer that makes those carbon fiber bells?
Oh, Del Carbo.
Del Carbo,
Yeah.
and the Martin Bohm,
Oh, yeah.
and those are great, but they're not here. But being here in Southern California, you know, we had olds. So right there you have the Mendez, and you have the Opera, and you have the Recording, and the Super. Those are all kind of cult horns. Those are great horns. They made them great. They're built like tanks. They're still around. I have at least a dozen Olds trumpets in my inventory right now.
So just on that, the old recording trumpet. A lot of people have them. There's the Fullerton, and then there's the Burbank. Am I correct?
No, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles came first.
Which is the most sought after?
But I would probably say the Los Angeles. If they're in good shape, or early Fullerton. What I really liked was, say, like the Recording was made with their proprietary metal called rayalloy.
Mm-hmm.
It was copper, or I don't know how much copper, but predominantly copper. And what was really nice, they had one guy who did all the engraving. His name was Leonard Garcia. And when you see those horns, and they have that nice, deep, hand-done engraving, I think that adds to the product. So those are heavily sought after. The Olds Recordings with the copper or rayalloy bell and the rayalloy lead pipe are probably more popular.
Okay.
They did make them in Los Angeles, but they really became quite, prominent under Pappy Mitchell. Pappy Mitchell
Pappy
and his
Mitchell.
son all were chief proponents of those.
I did not
ones.
know Ollie was related to Pappy. I
You
did
didn't?
not
Yeah.
know that. I did not.
So I studied from Pappy when he was over in Corona Del Mar, and he was 80 years old at the time. That's why we called him Pappy.
Yeah.
And then I got to meet and play with Ollie because Ollie moved to San Diego for a brief period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, everybody's asking me, okay, when you see Steve, ask him this question. You see Steve, ask him this. So I'm trying to I have all this stuff in my head.
All right.
So
We're going to do a lot of editing, folks.
So, Steve, one thing I really, really liked about you, and the reason I bought from you, is because I trust you. You're not gonna give me I guess your quality control is way up here, and you're an amazing player. Like, you can make a I said this 100 times. If you played a garden hose, I'd be like, I gotta buy that garden hose because you can make a garden hose sound amazing. But you're like, you don't sell crap. People just want to shove stuff out the door. They don't care what it is.
Well, I kind of want to put a little footnote into that. I do sell crap. I tell you that it's crap. That horn is crap. But if you want to go to Disneyland and dance around and possibly drop this horn, but still have a great player, I recommend this Olds recording that I got for $500.
Right.
It's crap. It's cool. It plays great, but you're not going to cry if you drop it.
Right.
So I think it's honesty.
Yeah.
It's honesty because I try and assess the horns. As you well know, I've probably done 400, 500 videos. I started doing videos probably about 15 years ago when we had that big bubble in the housing finance world, and a lot of great players were selling their horns. And I thought, would it be great to play like Bernard Edelstein's trumpet, or Malcolm McNabb's trumpet, or Wayne Bergeron had a couple horns over here, and wouldn't it be great to put their horns on video? I thought they were, something special. Turns out that it boosted sales by about 30%.
Right.
So I never looked back after that.
I bought, that we just saw it, that gold-plated B1, and, I knew, I didn't even question the quality of the gold plating. I didn't even question that it was a great player, and it plays better than my B1. And it's just, so that, to me, that peace of mind, I'll drive to San Diego.
And thank you.
Yeah.
So there's another, part of the story in that being a player, I'm always looking for that next greatest horn for me. So when I see a horn and I'm going, oh, that gold plating, yeah, I see it's, somebody's played it. Oh, I can see this, I can see that. How's that horn play? Wow, that horn plays great. How's the compression? So I look at it like you would as a buyer. Every horn that comes in here is not like just, a big mass dump and I put them on shelves. Every horn gets played, looked at, assessed. And so I'm just giving you an honest report of how that horn plays and possibly the resale value, and I got to make a buck. You know, so.
Well, the vetting process is very high, and being very transparent also helps. And then, like I said, when I saw the horn, I was looking for a B1 and gold plate. I mean, we talked about, Joe, we can buy one anywhere. The price was more than fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if I were to do that today,
well, gold plating is $5,000 an ounce.
Yeah.
You can't get a gold horn anymore, or you can, but you're going to pay dearly for it.
Yeah. And so, first of all, the price was more than reasonable, and you can't have it back, by the way. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, and
it does play good.
The communication. I mean, Steve will call you on the phone, and it's just one guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one person.
I told you this earlier. I don't know if I said it on camera, but I'm a mom and pop shop without the mom.
Yeah.
Now, I'm married to a very wonderful woman, but she's got stuff to do.
Right.
She's not helping much.
But you're not giving it to some TA and here,
No.
This is a real player, who's, trying these things out. So, and also the and I'm not, Steve's not paying me to be here, okay? So don't. But I mean, it's hard to find an honest person nowadays.
Well, it's not so much honest; it's more a knowledgeable person.
There you go.
Because the guy's gonna, oh, it's great, it's in great shape, and you get it, and you go, did you play this horn? He goes, well, I play guitar, and you go, well, the valve drags when you. He goes, oh, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
And so you get people who, I get this all the time. It's in perfect condition. It's mint.
Oh.
And it's not. And so that is one of the benefits that you get from buying from me. The other thing is, not only do I sell brand new horns, but I sell horns that are vintage, sought after, highly collectible, and great players. And the other thing is, I have a no questions asked 1 week trial period.
A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, I'm doing a tour right now, and I mean, it's like you get that. Oh man, what if this doesn't work?
Right.
What am I gonna, see? That's the reason why. Again,
A trial period. I mean, you have to. I don't charge a 20% restocking fee, but I have to cover that. You're responsible for shipping. If the horn is not described as I said it was, then that's on me, and you and I'll have a conversation,
Yeah.
and I will eat the shipping probably. It's most likely how that works out. But if the horn is exactly like described and you don't like it, and you were just trying it out, comparing apples to oranges, the shipping's on you. And if there's a small credit card fee, they charge me 3% to run your money. I can't get that back.
Right.
That's on you as well.
Okay. Well, I mean that's more than fair.
I think so.
That's more than fair, man.
As long as you're upfront and honest,
Yeah.
you're not trying to hide it, and you don't jack them for 20% restocking fee. I mean, you buy, what's 20% of $5,000?
That'd be
$1,000.
Yeah.
So you buy a Flugelhorn, and the guy, you buy a really awesome state-of-the-art Euro Flugel that's costing now about $5,500, $6,000, and they want a 20%. Kind of stuck with it.
And you're stuck with the shipping. You're stuck with
Yeah, you're gonna kick it down the road. So
okay. So another question I get, Steve, is you never know what comes through that door, right? You never know what's gonna, like Pawn Stars or whatever. But I'm saying, is there a horn that came through the door that you regret selling? And
oh yeah, I'm kind of like that
Yeah.
pet store owner.
Yeah.
He gets this little dog, and Fluffy. I love Fluffy. I can't sell Fluffy. Come here, Fluffy. Yeah, I have those moments, but also I have to run a business, and it's kind of it's bittersweet because it's kind of how I started the business. I started collecting and playing and doing and finding, and then you got to pay for it. You got to pay the rent. So, yeah. Is there a horn? Let me think. I've had several Queen-on monopoles come through here that I didn't want to sell because I thought I could get another one. I go, oh, well, and that was the case 10, 15 years ago. Now I haven't seen one in 5 years.
wow.
And I have one. I have two. One is here, and the other one is at Charlie Milk getting the valve action because I don't want to get rid of it, but the valves drag.
So explain to us, there's another question, your consignment policy. How does that work? If I want to sell you, well, more like I'm going to sell you my B1, but I'm sure my old one, how would I go about doing that?
Well, you contact me and you say, oh, I have a B1 for sale. I want to sell it for you or through you, or I want your advice. Most people call with advice because they haven't really settled on, do they want to lose the commission? Because I'm going to charge you commission.
Yeah.
My commission is, if it's just one horn, one thing, 25%. Okay, but you bought a horn from me, you're a repeat customer, I might be giving you lessons, I might have sold you a mouthpiece. There's a friends and family, and that's 20%. You bring multiple horns, 20% because now we've upped the game. I have a couple of dear friends who are kind of, let's call them secret partners. No, quiet partners.
Yeah.
And we're not really partnered, but they're very close and know me really well. And they see a horn, and they go, "Steve, I want this horn. I'm going to buy it. Will you sell it for me if I don't? Or let's get this horn and check it out. I've never played one of these before." I have a couple of good friends like that. And so they'll buy a horn, and then they get a special, like, pretty much just the cost of doing business rate. So 25% is what we're doing.
Which some people do more, but that's more than fair.
I think so.
Yeah. The horn sells.
Yes.
Okay, so how does that process work?
That process is it gets a little sticky in that it could come back in 7, or they could. For example, I just had a horn I sent to Japan, and the guy goes, "Oh, I like the horn, but I just read your policy and I'm going to return it." Well, that's great, and he let me know in the 10-day, in a 7-day policy a week. Sometimes I'll give people a 10-day trial policy if they are going to see their teacher and want that teacher to sign off on the horn, extenuating circumstances. So this guy wants to return the horn. Well, great. Well, it took him 3 weeks to return that horn, and I had a guy come into the shop looking specifically for that horn that he had over in Japan. So that's kind of that's a problem. So when you ask, well, when you consign a horn and you sell it, what happens? Sometimes I'm waiting for the final sale, even though it might be a week.
That trial period?
Yeah, it could extenuate. It could go out to like 3 weeks, a month. In this case, this Japanese buyer, it was a month before I got the horn back here, before I could send him his money.
Okay.
And so how does that work? Well, I can, in this day and age of electronic payments, I can pay you with Zelle, PayPal, friends and family, Venmo, those international money order checks, the fake ones, global money, and the Horn Trader business check.
What about cash? What if I want cash?
Cash. Well, did you pay with cash?
No.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Okay,
You're gonna have to wait.
All right.
We could do that, but then I might have to rob a bank.
Okay, right on. Well, there's one across the street. So, another thing is that you sound great.
Spit it out.
You sound great on anything you play. I get people asking me to ask you, how do I know when I need a new horn?
Wow. Well,
or when is it time to get a new horn?
I think if you did your research and you're playing maybe a different style now, and you need a horn, I really like my Schilke handcraft that I bought. Oh, it's got a great sound, but I get tired when I try and play a split lead or lead, and I also notice that I'm not as loud as the lead player. I can't really compete with him. That might be a time to find another horn. I wouldn't sell the HC2 Schilke, but I might investigate into another horn. And once again, what a great opportunity to come to the Horn Trader and try out these vintage horns, because they're not. You can't really reinvent the wheel. You can, you can put, cute little hubcaps on it and some glow in the dark stickers, but it's still going to be, that trumpet. So, but some trumpets play better. Like, for example, I like this one. This is a Schilke B7LB, gold plated. So it's very attractive, right?
Yeah.
I overblow. Let's just say I overblow.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like, I put too much air in the horn. I play a lot. I blow a lot, and I find this horn is just a little bit too small in the blow for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do I like it? Yes. Am I going to keep it? Yes. Do I play it? Yes. Am I going to take it out to where I have to play lead all night? Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm going to need something that plays a little bit more open. And that's the same, or like a guy's, I know guys who, classical players, play in the symphony, and now their job is turned to more pops. And so this old, the old Bach 37 for them is not cutting it. And so they're looking, they might buy like a Selmer K modified, something a little bit more commercial friendly. You don't have to blow as hard, but gets that sound out there, easy to play the higher notes. And so that's when, those are the times that you might need a new horn. Obviously, if it's mechanically, it's the things don't go up and down, or the slides don't work, or you can tell there's no compression.
Yeah.
See a horn like this?
That's great.
81, 81. Listen to that compression. That's great.
Yeah.
So if you have no compression, you know, it's going to cost you, the people I go to cost about $1,200 for a valve job for all 3 valves, you know, after shipping
And that's if you really, really love the horn,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
And so maybe you don't love it that much, and you want to invest that $1,200 into a new horn.
So one thing I really admire about you is you're the epitome of, it's the painter, not the paintbrush. You know, you're the epitome. It doesn't matter what you play. When you have people coming in and they say, well, is it a this bore or is it a this bore, and does it have this alignment, and what, you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, I mean, if it works for you and it feels great, do you follow that policy?
I do. I think of like I rarely try to fix anybody, like a student's embouchure, if they sound good. You know, why it's not broken, it just looks weird or whatever. I have students and colleagues that have odd embouchures and they sound fantastic. Second of all, you know, people have to come in with an open mind, and with that open mind, you have to do a few things. You have to go, well, what am I trying to play? And I really never thought about it in that way. For example, yeah, I play well. I try to always show my best foot forward. Sometimes when I'm videotaping a horn, I might do 3-5 takes. Maybe somebody comes to the door. Maybe there's a distraction. Maybe the valve doesn't. I'm thinking about lunch, or I'm just, you know, not really connecting with the horn.
Yeah.
So I always tell people that, you know, people come in and they want to play their highest, fastest, biggest lick, and I'm going, no. Let's just, especially youngsters, they don't know how to test a horn, and I always go, well, let's try something like this. How about, a lot of times they don't have any music memorized, so I always pull up taps.
Yeah.
Taps. I just say play it pretty. Don't rush through it. Play it pretty, like you're going to play it. Does this horn sound good to you? Mm-hmm. Can you, when you play it, are you sharp on that jump of a 4? Are you flat on is that E higher for you? Well, was the attack too hard to play? Can you go? That interval of a 6th. A lot of people get a lot of junk in between that interval. If you can't play that interval clean, it says nothing about you as a player. It says about your prescription to this horn. You know, it's just like glasses, because you could probably do it on another horn, or you can do it on your legit mouthpiece, but you really, you know, you're not warmed up on your commercial mouthpiece. So, you know, just learn how to learn the idiosyncratic pitch problems of a horn, and do a beautiful call in different valve combinations.
Yeah.
Let's see if it sounds the same. It has the same timbre on every valve combination. Kind of play around with the horn and find out where's that pitch center. Does it resonate through all that? People don't know how to test horns, I figure.
I believe you, because right now, as we're talking, I will never play test the horn at like ITG or any, because everyone's screaming bloody murder. There's no way you can really feel and hear. I mean, I'm nothing against ITG, but I won't do that. And one thing I like is, Steve, you'll stay here until closing time and let someone, really.
Well, yeah, that's another thing about the horn trainer is that I keep appointments. I don't keep hours.
Yeah.
This is the best setup I've had. I've been here 2 years now, since April, 2 years, and I live 2 blocks around the corner. And so I can be here at a drop of a hat. Somebody lost their mouthpiece. Somebody needs a finger button because they're on tour, and they lost a finger button. I mean, weirder things have happened. Guy he had to buy a bugle for his son because he just enrolled in ROTC. I mean, so I'm close. Make an appointment. Tell me what you want to do so that I can allot a time. Just don't come in here and go, or you can say, I just want to try a few horns. Yeah, I didn't hear bye, but I get it.
Yeah.
If I go to like, who's that gal up in northern California? The Hornacopia.
Yeah.
Incredible shop.
Yeah.
I don't make an appointment. I go in there and I play, and they don't tell me to leave.
Yeah.
I'm sure Josh Landris would do the same for me if I went there. And, but since I don't keep hours, it's best to call and make an appointment.
Okay. And everything you need to know is going to be in the description below. So please, and Steve is very, very approachable. His customer service is just top notch. And one thing I like about, like right now I'm touring through California, and I said, Steve, can I come in? It was at the last minute, believe it or not. And Steve's like, hold on, let me make sure. We can do that. Yeah, sure. And he went above and beyond for me. He doesn't know me from Adam. And as trumpet players, customer service is kind of, a big deal, especially if you don't have much time.
Right.
So, I mean, that's another reason I bought the horn sight unseen.
Yeah, you did. I told you it was a great horn, and it's a consignment horn. I played it. I took pictures of it. I described it. When you came here today and I played it, that horn has a certain spark.
Yeah.
It vibrates. It resonates.
Yeah.
It's a B1L 38,000 serial number. It's really nice, but that's another thing we might want to talk about is special. Like sometimes when the horn is like really good, and I tell especially younger players who, like, when I discuss you don't know how to pick a horn. Sometimes you don't pick the horn. It's like Harry Potter,
Yeah,
the wand picks you, So the horn picks you, and they'll go, oh, I don't know. And I go, well, I tell you what, A, B, and C. We got 3 horns here. I'll play each one of them for you, and I'll play an excerpt. I'll show you. I'll try and be as consistent with each, and you just listen over there, and you tell me, is that the sound you want?
Right.
So. There's a time when a horn really speaks, and you found one. I wish now I would have considered keeping it a little longer.
Yeah, well,
I can't get rid of Fluffy. I love Fluffy.
I love Fluffy. And so, if you were to tell somebody, because trumpet players were the worst, and it's probably a good thing for you, but when we go on for safari, and you're having problems with your range, your endurance, whatever. I need a new mouthpiece. I need a new horn. I think you're also a great teacher.
Thank you.
I would highly suggest you taking a lesson from Steve first, before you think, okay, I need to buy a horn or a mouthpiece.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
In my teaching video, I say, are you looking for a teacher? Do you wish you had better range? Before all these knuckleheads that you see now with the pointing and the thing and the high notes. Okay, God bless you guys. Mm-hmm. I don't have a double C. I mean, I've seen or played a double C maybe 10 times in my life where I was really, oh, that's a double C. That sounds okay. I'm not that guy. But yeah, yeah, there is something to be said about what I bring to the table, and one of the things is a great foundation, great pedagogy, and repertoire, and then all this. What is the best mouthpiece for this horn or the music I want to play? What is the best horn? And my mantra is, I believe I can help you.
If it was me for the first time, I'm in college, I'm a comeback player, or I'm just stuck. If it was me, I would reach out to you, take a lesson first.
Yeah, you know what I do? Yeah. I would show you a few things, and then I'm going, here's a couple other guys that I think you might. I have no problem sharing the wealth. Mm-hmm. I probably have studied from 24 guys. Yeah. Through my lifetime. I could probably name them all. But, or just, I sat next to Wayne Bergeron many, many years when we both lived in Orange County and worked through that Orange County thing. And,
the orange curtain.
Yeah, behind the orange curtain.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said about sitting next to a guy who's absolutely playing the piss out of it.
Right.
Take note. What is he doing special? Not what's coming out the horn. How what does he show up early? Is he prepared? Does he have a pencil? How's he dressed? Well, like just being on time and being at ease will make you play better.
Right. So, first of all, thank you for all this. This is amazing. And I hope we answered some of your questions that a lot of you have. If not, send them right over to Steve. He'll be the first one.
Horntrader@mac.com is my email. I would love to answer any questions or help you through your next horn or mouthpiece.
Okay, so Steve, if I wanted to take a lesson, just go to the website, right?
Right. The website, first or second item down, left side, says trumpet lessons with the Horn Trader.
Steve, one last question, my friend, and this is, since I'm a Schilke guy, and so are you, and what is your favorite Schilke model to play? Like, I know you've tried them all. Mm-hmm. Which is your favorite?
My absolute favorite is probably my XA1 Coronet.
You have one?
I do.
Well,
it's right here. Now this one has the clear lacquer.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous? And so it's a copper bell, and it's fairly new. I think I probably had like 3 or 4, and people try them and they go, oh my goodness, that is a beautiful horn. And this is the large bore, which when you say large bore, it's not the 462, it's probably like a 459 or a 460, but it's the large bore cornet with a shepherd's crook. And
what application do you use this for?
Church, small little jazz sets,
like dinner music stuff.
Well, so I have a brass quintet called America's Finest City. Hello, wait, yes, finest, or it's actually called Finest City Brass.
Here, check this out.
Finest City Brass. So I'll play this horn for that. We do a mixture of classical and kind of jazz things, and so a tune I might play this would be like a
That's a beautiful sound.
Yeah. And then, so I use it for that, church and the brass quintet. And then this horn right here is the underrated P7-4.
Now, can you tell me why you chose that over the P45?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I had the P54.
P54. 4-5. Same difference. It's okay. They know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it would be the P54.
Yeah.
So I had those, and right when Andrew Nauman bought the Schilke company, he debuted this particular piccolo.
Wow.
And it was gold, and he had it at the NAMM show in Anaheim, and I played it, and I'm kind of a commercial player, even though I've had a little bit of classical training, but the sound was so much different.
Yeah.
It's warmer. It's you can see that it's got a little bigger choke,
Yeah.
and it's got this, instead of having the bell that goes straight out, it's got a little curve into it, which adds to the warmth of the sound, and it just sounds closer to like the B flat or C trumpet sound, a little fuller. So I played it, I was knocked out.
Mm.
And then when I saw the serial number was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, that's an omen. That's an
yeah,
omen.
it was an omen.
That's an omen.
And not only that, but that was in the very beginning of Andrew Nauman and my relationship, I believe, or one of the cementing things. And he said, "Oh, I made it for myself." He actually made this one.
Is he missing this right now, Steve? Is he still looking for this?
No, I tell him every time. I thank him every time I see him. And it's a wonderful horn. And I think they're at 78,000. So this one is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a good 10, 12 years old. I probably don't use it as much as I should. I did use it on Book of Mormon. I did use it on the musical Something Rotten, Easter's and Christmas, and
when we all use our pick.
and my niece's wedding. And it you can get a B flat and an A pipe.
Really?
Yeah, and you can also get cornet and trumpet shank.
Okay, so Brandenburg, go for it.
Yeah. I wish. Call David Washburn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyhow, so having this horn given or sold to me by Andrew Nauman, and I think back then, I paid significantly less than you would right now. I think these horns are about $7,000, and then it's gold plated. So
Yeah, that's even more. Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's a beautiful horn.
So this is, okay, so just, there's a plethora of stuff that we could be here till Christmas. And so,
I'll get my my piccolo.
yeah, but I'm just saying, Steve is just this wealth of knowledge of horns. And it's not the type of wealth, it's like, hey man, what are you looking for? What can I help you with? It's not, he just doesn't talk at you, He tells you, hey, look, this is what I think will work for you. Let's dive into it. And like I said, I really appreciate that as a consumer. As a consumer, because we're not millionaires. And everything we have to buy, that's a lifelong purchase.
Right, like that horn right there, 15 years. What else? What other horns do I have that are older that I have? The Queen on Flugelhorn, I've had that for about 10 years. Oh, my Colicchio.
The one you just showed?
Yeah, that Colicchio was made by Dominic. And since I worked for Dominic, around that time, I searched high and low, and I found a really nice seven pipe 3-bell.
Wow.
Made by Dominic.
Wow.
Yeah. It's quite nice.
So, if just in closing, Steve's the guy. There's others out there, and I'm not taking away to everyone, but if I was a serious consumer that I need to make sure that I'm going to walk away and feel great about my purchase, I would recommend Steve. Again, he's not paying me to be here, but I really honestly do feel
I'm going to have to buy you lunch, though.
Okay. All right. But I mean, I really do feel that way because we're not millionaires. We don't have a lot of money. And when you tell your wife, I'm going to buy another horn, you better make sure that it's something you're going to keep for a while.
Or not tell her.
Oh, don't tell her. So, Steve, in closing, what would you tell everyone out there that's watching this and going, I don't know, what would be your advice to someone who needs to pull the trigger but doesn't really want to?
I'm going to tell you an honest to God truth, and probably will reduce my sales by a bit. You'd be surprised how many people come in here with dirty horns or dirty mouthpieces. I mean, it makes me want to gag. Honest to God. Or your mouthpiece is maybe not that dirty, but you dropped it and the shank's bent. All those things are so important to having a good pitch, ease of play, the right blowing resistance, and I usually, if I see somebody like that come in here, first thing I do is I clean their mouthpiece and straighten out the end.
Okay.
Then I think we have some place to go from. Otherwise, everything's going to sound the same, or you're going to be stuck down that road. So, what can I tell you? Make sure your horn's clean. Make sure your mouthpiece is clean. Get a brush. They're not that. You can get them on Amazon, for God's sake.
And then one last thing, because I'm guilty of doing this. Would you say you're playing a horn, and it's slightly better, not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was always told, I think even you said this on one of your videos, but don't pull the trigger unless there's the wow factor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Explain the wow factor, real quick.
Well, just like I said, where Harry Potter, the wand picks you.
Yeah.
I mean, there is definitely a wow factor, although. Sometimes that wow factor doesn't reveal itself. If you're a professional, two things: get the best equipment, take care of your equipment, keep it clean. I mean, I know so many guys. I know guys who make a living, and their horns just are pathetic. And I don't horn shame them.
Yeah, horn shame.
Yeah, I don't. But I'm going, how do you even play with this?
Is it the bro?
Yeah, bro. You really need, and,
Yeah.
it's like got tape or it's not even very attractive. Which I understand. We're not, but also, how many times have you been on a stand and you go,
Oh, yeah.
what's that? Like you smell that oxidating red rot. You can smell it in the horn. And the horn's kind of green.
Yeah.
And you go, yuck. And nobody wants to smell that. And not only that, I have a modest little TV gig here in town. Nobody wants to see it. They're going to do a close up on me and have a crappy looking horn.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Steve. Guys, okay, so just one thing, your horns always look great. Everything, go all the way back to the beginning. Every horn, it doesn't have creases, it doesn't have stripes through it, it doesn't look like he dug it out of the garbage.
Well, what I do is I find a horn, and sometimes it might need work.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have a great dent and repair guy. Just dents.
Yeah.
Just on. I always kid him. He always goes just before oops, right?
Yeah.
And then if I want something specially done, like I have a really nice old super recording, beautiful condition, valves are shot.
Oh.
Who do you send? You don't send it to the guy in your neighborhood. You send it to the guy.
The guy.
And my guy at this point is Charlie Milk.
Yeah, Charlie's a great guy.
I love Charlie's work. He does great work. We've had a rapport for 2 decades, probably.
Charlie's the guy.
Yeah.
For that.
And then if there's a horn that's not, say, so that's a super recording or a Mount Vernon, highly collectible. Say I have something that wasn't worth that much, and I'm doing it for a client, and he wants a good deal. He doesn't want to spend $1,200 bucks. He wants to get by as cheaply as possible. I know a guy up in Seattle who does wonderful work, quick turnaround. Oberlo.
Yeah.
Dan Oberlo
Dan
does
Oberlo.
wonderful repairs, and fun to talk to, and he's a little cheaper, and he might be as good as Charlie. The point is that Charlie has name recognition.
Yeah, Charlie has the rep.
He does.
He has
and
the
so when you're trying to sell a horn and you say, "Oh, valve overhaul by Milk,"
that's it.
Yeah,
That's all you have to say.
Yeah. So
So,
no offense to Dan Oberlo. I think he works great.
sorry, I was.
It's just like going to Dave Monette and you got a dent in your horn. You know, you got to have Dave Monette repair the dent.
Right.
Anybody else, the horn loses $500.
Yeah, and so like, first of all, I like the fact that you explain the wow factor. A lot of young musicians don't know what the wow factor is, and a lot of musicians just, I'm stuck in the road. I need a new horn on my office. That's not necessarily true, but
Yeah.
at least you can help them.
Yes. Well, that's like I said earlier. My mantra is, I believe I can help.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I know went a little long, but it's more than worth it. You got to see all this amazing trumpet stuff. I would highly suggest you come visit our guy here.
Finest City, right here. Finest City Brass. We're playing all summer long, and we'll be playing for Shamu. We'll be over at Old.
Is that still around?
Shamu's still here.
Is he still?
I believe so.
Like the whale's still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And in fact, SeaWorld is just about 2 miles from my shop.
Yeah.
And I'm close to Old Town, and I'm close to 20 miles from the border. And let's see, great food.
Yeah.
The beaches. Mission Bay is a quarter of a mile away.
Yeah, but
and
Californians don't go to the beach.
Are you kidding? That's why I moved to California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, well, but thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, buddy.
So, what a pleasant surprise.
And horntrader.com, send Steve a line. Again, call him, fax him, email him, send him a strippergram, whatever you need to do. Get a hold of Steve, and he will get back to you. And this is the guy. If you're looking for anything trumpet related, I mean, I showed you a little bit of what he has here in the shop. He keeps stuff for himself that he might sell.
That's true. I mean, everything has a price, right?
So, hey, man, hit Steve up. And thank you all for watching. Again, see you in the next video. Well, fam, that's all for my San Diego visit. I'd like to thank Steve Dillard for finding me an awesome horn and letting me tour his shop. There's a super cool bonus video of Steve giving great trumpet tips. I'll link the video in the description below. Be sure to check it out. Stay tuned. I'm going to be touring more shops and factories. And be sure to like and subscribe. Till next time, my friends.